Welcome to the Real CP Show. I'm your host, CP. And today's topic: two violent, illegal Mexicans nationals. One a sexual predator, the other a manslaughter conviction, violent personnel. Do they look like the picking fruit and vegetables type people? Right? See a little tactic with that. Who's gonna pick the fruits and vegetables? The same people that was picking the fruits and vegetables for illegal immigrants, border break illegal immigrants, became an epidemicness in various parts of society. Right, the same people were doing it before. And then if you raise up some the type of money, then they'll get more people to do that. Right? Or at least don't play the little silly tactic, but they gotta sit there and play the little silly tactic. Who's gonna pick the fruits and vegetables type situation? As if there is millions and millions of border breakers sitting there picking fruit and vegetables. I don't think so. Many of them sit there, they arrive, latecomers. Some of them are given certain type of agricultural visas, supposed to be a temporary basis. They don't go anywhere. They sit back for a while, pick some things, stuff here and there a little bit, and then they just kind of move on somewhere else, right? They get their foot in the door in society, various sections of the agriculturalness, and they say, you know what? They find out little connections and stuff like that, and they move on, and then you bring some more coming on in there, right? And they do the same thing, and the same regurgitated, disgusting tactic continues to keep happening, right? And this is why there's an epidemic of border break illegal immigrant catastrophic is going on. And unfortunately, just like the situation right here, you're going to have to see more these border break illegal immigrants doing these little violent crimes like this. Or it can be not violent crimes, scamming, right? How about the border break illegal immigrant numbers of women popping out those kids like they popping out candy apples, right? And they're sitting there. Let me sit there and show you. This is the sound that those border break illegal immigrant women that sit there and play innocent. This is what they do when people don't know their little tactics. Yeah, but see, that's not the topic of today on that. So today's topic, as I've already related, right? These two violent illegal immigrants that happen to be Mexican nationals, right? A violent sexual assaulter, the other a manslaughter, uh, felonious conviction, demonic creature, violent one, right? But these are the ones that people are supposed to be fighting for their rights, right? These are the people, these are the pro border break illegal immigrants, entities, and various parts of political figures, and the list goes on, right? That were supposed to fight for these type personnel, right? Uh, Barney Fife of the Great Andy Griffin Show. What do you think about that?
I say this calls for action, and now nip it in the bud.
Yes, agreed. So this is getting out of hand. But let me go ahead and share my screen on that. This is a short show on that. Give me one moment. One moment here. Share my screen. All right, one moment here. One moment here. All right. Now, again, real quick show. I'll make sure that's open. All right, make sure that's right. Okay. Make sure. All right. Now, you see this right here. July 11, 2025. ICE Buffalo arrests Mexican criminal aliens, border break illegal immigrants with felony convictions. But they want personnel to fight for this right here. Right? Okay. Do they look like again? They're out there picking fruits and vegetables because nobody else is gonna pick them. No, only certain ones that Mexicans doing this. I mean, you don't go to Hades with that tactic, right? But these are little sorry games. Buffalo, New York. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement in Buffalo is keeping New York safe. Giggle, giggle. By identifying and arresting criminal aliens, border break illegal immigrants, and other individuals who have violated our nation's immigration laws. On July the 7th, ICE officers arrested the following two border break illegal immigrant criminal aliens convicted of heinous felonies against innocent New Yorkers. Aurelio Lopez Vasquez is a 44-year-old illegal immigrant alien and a child predator, pedophile from Mexico, convicted by the New York State Supreme Court, of course, of sexual conduct against a child. Let me read this again. Convicted of sexual conduct against a child and acting in a manner to injure a child. May 6, 2024 in Brooklyn. Second one, Jesus Flores is a 49-year-old citizen of Mexico, border break illegal immigrant, convicted of manslaughter in the Bronx, May 17, 2018. This border breaker illegal immigrant, criminal alien, was previously removed from the U.S. in 2009, 2012, and 2014. But the borders are supposed to be secured and safe, right? Breaking border immigration laws, right? Especially when you come across again after removed, that's supposed to be felonies, right? Imagine if Black Americans were going across the southern borders, tired of the racial racism, inhumane treatment, right? And was going across the southern borders with numbers one having formal education, having vocational training, right? Intelligent, hardworking, doing a thing, right? This tired of racial racism hell that's going on in various parts of the U.S. for centuries. And they went over and saying, you know what? We're over here to do these jobs at this high level that young people can't do. Man, they're telling you Negroes, animals, we don't even treat Afro-Hispanic people, Afro-Mexican people good, right? Overall. And by the way, it's beginning to see some coons in those areas as well, by the way. Because there was a story about Essence Magazine. I don't want to go on all that. I did another topic on that was brought up by some Africans and stuff like that after they had been around for a while. And then I don't want to go on all of it, but the point is, one of the personnel who was sitting there trying to insult American blacks for not buying the Essence magazine back, even though it had been around for 1970s when certain people within the Palm-based culture bought parts of it. And then a few years later, they bought the rest of it. And then however parts this particular personnel from Africa, again, I don't go on all that because I did a topic on that already. They bought it up. And I don't want to go on that's a whole different topic, but the whole point is they didn't even keep themselves, right, on that situation. And when they sit there and have the Essence festival, there have been some situations where there were some complaints about, hey, this has become more Africanized, right? Which is a whole different topic in itself, right? I make that point because one of the people that in the video I showed was an Afro-Hispanic person. I'm not sure which place she was at, but she had the nerve to insult American blacks, right? So American blacks about to watch some of them as well. But that's all I wanted to say on this topic on this. The nerve, right? When they expect some personnel to sit there and fight for this type of demonic, predator, violent type of personnel like this. The nerve, right? So let me stop this right there. And hold on, let me stop that on that situation. But remember, I said Also, personnel, especially want American blacks to fight for the rights of these border breakers, right? But what does it say from one of these type of white Hispanics, Mexicans? Let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I don't want to ally with him. Felix Terreno something, Mexican American president of LULAC, 1956 to 60. Oh, there are certain numbers of Mexicans. The white Mexicans, the wannabes, and some of the pauper looking ones. Pauper, not popular, pauper looking ones. Oh, they like very much because many of them don't even know their own damn histories, but they like when American blacks don't sit there and see the games, right? So you got people talking about black and brown, black and brown, black and brown.
Say that you're black, that's who. Nobody else can make that determination. They decide. They say that these are the brown people. You have an expression now that's been going on for some time. Black people and brown people. Most black people are brown.
So you see how the game goes, right? And they like, because American blacks by the millions have been sitting there accepting of this for quite a while about the little silly black and brown coalition that never existed, right? When, by the way, there are black people, many black people that have brown skin. God, these silly tactics, right? I thank you for tuning in to the Real CP Show.